The weather is starting to warm up and hiking season is practically here, so it's time for me to get my hiking pack ready for the season, and I wanted to bring you along with me as I do. Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you may be watching this. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Jessica. To start, I want to address where I've been for the past month or so, where I haven't uploaded a ton of content in that time. So if you're not at all interested in that part, don't worry, I won't take any offense. Go ahead and skip to this timestamp here. Last month, I got an absolutely atrocious cold and could barely think straight, so I really struggled to get any content created. But I did have a ton of fun creating reels and shorts in that time. So I uploaded a bunch of short form content over the past month, but no long form videos obviously. But I am very excited to be back filming and editing. I have definitely missed this a bit. Thankfully though, I started to feel better just in time for us to go on a couple of trips this month. I guess I should say last month when you guys are watching this. We drove, the plan was originally to go to Texas, but we ended up in Oklahoma to watch the total solar eclipse, which was absolutely spectacular. And then we also did Las Vegas for our anniversary. So jumping back a little bit, on our way home from Oklahoma, we stopped at Carlsbad Cavern and Guadalupe Mountains, which were both absolutely beautiful. I unfortunately got sick on our way home from Texas and could barely keep anything down, so we didn't spend a ton of time there, but that just gives us a good excuse to go back next year during that season when they have the Flight of the Bats at Carlsbad, which I'm super excited to see. And then yeah, like I mentioned, we went to Las Vegas for our first wedding anniversary. Las Vegas was the first trip that we took to celebrate our anniversary, and we thought it would be fun to recreate that for our first wedding anniversary as well. And then on our way home, we stopped in Zion and spent a half day there. So I have a ton of content that I filmed between both trips and everything we did, and I can't wait to get all of that edited and uploaded this month for you guys. With this backlog of content that I have, both in ideas that I've had for the past couple of years, as well as everything that I got filmed on our trips, I am actually going to change my upload schedule to be uploading 2 videos a week. So I am, like I said, just very excited to share all of this with you and get more content out there. So make sure you have the notifications turned on for my channel so you don't miss a single upload. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's video. Like I mentioned, one of the things on my to-do list this week is to work on getting my hiking bag ready. So it has been a very long time since I have done any hiking, and am very excited to get back on trail this year, especially now that my niece and nephew are a little bit older. My sister will be able to go on more hikes, as well as I recently met someone new who quickly turned into a friend and is also a new hiking buddy. So I'm very excited to get out on trail with her this year as well. First off, let's talk about the hiking pack that I use. I got this years ago at Big 5, so if they still sell this, or if I can find something similar, I'll make sure to have it linked down in the description below for you. But one of the big things that I really like about this pack are all of the different pockets that it has. So it has this smaller pocket up top that I like to use for my first aid stuff, as well as this is where I'll stick my car keys when I'm hiking as well, to make sure they're in a safe spot. It's got another slightly bigger pocket down here as well, and then it has 2 bigger pockets. So I like that both of the bigger pockets have mesh pouches in them for easier organization, and then the big pouch is very roomy as well. So it has plenty of room for me to be able to keep layers in here for spring and fall hikes. My camera goes in here when I'm not using it. And then one of my favorite parts about this bag is the fact that it has a completely separate pack for the water bladder to go. It is completely on the back, so it has the zipper compartment there for you for relatively easy access when you're not wearing the pack, and then it also has a little Velcro hook for you to attach your water bladder to, which makes things very convenient in terms of making sure that the bladder is always upright and you don't have to worry about it collapsing down in the back as the day goes on. Now, coming out of the pouch that is specific for the water bladder. On either side of the top handle, you have a little Velcro spot for the hose to come through, and then you can choose which shoulder you have it over with the various attachments that it has. It also has a chest strap and a hip strap, which is great for distributing weight and making sure that not everything is resting on your shoulders, that you're able to use your like hips and your full torso to really be able to support the weight of your pack if it is a little bit heavier. Really, my only complaint is that it doesn't have any sort of hip pockets with the hip strap that it does have, but honestly that's a pretty minor complaint, and I have just used a fanny pack in place of that for anything that I would like to keep on me, like my phone, the smaller camera that I use to vlog, easy access snacks, and just different things along those lines. Now let's talk about exactly what I take with me hiking, starting with the 10 hiking essentials. I will link a very detailed article from REI down below that I found extremely helpful over the years when it comes to like kind of what to take when for different lengths of hikes and different things like that for the 10 hiking essentials. But with the 10 hiking essentials, the first one is navigation, and I personally use my phone for that currently. I use both AllTrails as well as Google Maps for this. I mainly use AllTrails to make sure that I am staying on trail and for finding different trails that I want to do. And I do pay for the premium version where they have a new feature that will warn you if you're getting off trail. So I have found this super helpful in some areas. There's been a couple of times where my GPS has been slightly off, and so it's told me I've been off trail when I haven't been, but for the most part it's been extremely accurate and helpful to make sure that especially on the Gloria Falls hike where the trail is a little bit hard to find sometimes, it was very helpful to make sure that I was still going in the right direction. And then I also download Google Maps in the area that we will be to make sure that I have that as a backup to AllTrails. So that way I have both the satellite map that I'll download on AllTrails as well as Google Maps to have two different versions to really just help keep track of where I am. And then if heaven forbid I need them, I can get the latitude and longitude coordinates from Google Maps where I'm located. I've really only been sticking to more popular, more well-traveled trails. I haven't done any backcountry hiking. That is something that I want to venture into, but before I do, I want to learn to read a map and use a compass better. So that way I can use that for navigation if necessary, and then also just have that as another backup for any of the hikes that I'm going on. Next up, I have my first aid kit. This is a little kit that we actually got at, I don't really remember what, but it was some festival that we were at. I don't remember if it was Pride or a fair or what exactly, but I particularly like the container for this and how compact it is. I also love everything that it has in here as well, where it has some scissors, it has band-aids, it has first aid tape, bandages, Q-tips if you need them, and then I also have a little bit of Neosporin that I'm going to throw in here as well, just so that way all of my bases are covered when it comes to any first aid needs that I might have. I also carry with me both a flashlight and a headlamp. I like to have both on me just depending on the scenario. Where the flashlight is going to be a bit brighter than my headlamp, I like to have that, but then I also like how my headlamp can help keep me hands-free as well. So that way if I need light, but I also still need to be able to use my hands, I have this as a backup, so to speak. I also have a lighter that I keep in my hiking pack, where honestly this is something that I carry with me most times because you never know when it might come in handy, but especially while out hiking, I like to have this in case I need to start a fire or anything like that. I also make sure to carry both sunscreen and bug spray with me. The Scana sunscreen is getting a little bit empty, so I'm gonna have to replace that soon, but I like to have both just in case I need them, and then also to make sure that I'm keeping my skin healthy by applying sunscreen before I go on a hike. One of the last hiking essentials that I keep in my pack is a knife. So I mostly have this for emergency purposes, just in case I ever need to protect myself or anything like that. But then also this just can kind of come in handy if I do end up doing any backcountry hiking, where I can use this for like any bushwalking if necessary. And then also, like, if there's just like a stray string that's bugging me or something like that, I have this to utilize. One thing I still need to kind of gather up to put in my pack are the extra clothes that I'm going to be bringing with me. So I do have my beanie here that I will keep in my pack for like colder weather hikes and for some layers as well. But then I also like to keep an extra sweatshirt in my bag, a windbreaker just in case I need it. I'll keep an extra pair of socks in there, heaven forbid mine might get wet or anything like that. And then I also like to keep a thin pair of gloves in there, just so that way if I am starting it earlier in the morning before it warms up, just so that way I have a way to keep my body warm, especially my hands, make sure they don't get too cold. And then honestly, more often than not, they just live in my bag. That way I have them if I need them. And then the last of the hiking essentials that I don't yet have for my pack, but I will hopefully be getting soon, is like some sort of a backpacking tent slash shelter. So like I mentioned, I'm really just doing a lot more like shorter, well-traveled trails at this point, but once I start getting into longer trails, backcountry hiking, backpacking, all of that, I will make sure to get a little backpacking tent to keep with my pack as well, just in case I need it for emergencies, and then also for backpacking and overnight trips. Now on to really everything else that I will keep in my hiking pack throughout the season. So first up, I keep a roll of toilet paper and hand sanitizer with me. I always try to use the restroom that's located at the trailhead or the base of the canyon, depending, just so that I don't have to go while I'm on trail. But that way, if I do ever need to go while I'm on trail, I have both toilet paper that I can utilize, as well as a separate baggie in here so that I can pack my toilet paper out with me. And then hand sanitizer for just obvious reasons, keeping myself clean. I also like to keep a tube of chapstick with me, just in case my lips get dry while on the trail. And then for a little bit of entertainment, I like to take both a deck of playing cards as well as these nature activities that I got at a national park a couple of years ago. That way, if we decide we want to hang out at the destination for a little bit or whatever it may be, we've got some playing cards if we want to play a card game or something like that. But then with these nature activities, I am very excited to do these with my niece and nephew this year. They have just all sorts of different like prompts and activities and different things like that to do with kids while out in nature, just to get them thinking a bit more about their surroundings and learn and things along those lines. Now, I also carry a utensil kit with me. That way, if any of the food that I have brought with me needs like a fork or spoon or anything, I already have it. But then this also just is pretty lightweight, and so I don't want to have to worry about making sure I have it. I just keep it in my pack with me at all times. And then I also like to keep my trekking poles with my pack. Now, these don't usually go in my hiking pack where they don't fit the best. They stick out the top. So I will usually just stick these next to my pack when I am getting everything ready to go, but they are small and compact enough that I can stick them in my hiking pack. I just have to be aware that I am a little bit taller than usual. And then while gathering everything up for this video, I found this neck gaiter that I got from Nomadic a few years ago when I got one of their boxes on a discount. So I decided I'm going to keep this in my pack this year because I was kind of wanting one last year where I can, if we're on a trail that has water by it, I can dip it in that and use it to cool down my head and my neck and everything. I can use this to protect against the sun. It just has quite a few uses, which I really enjoy, and so I'm very excited to give this a try this year. Now, lastly, let's talk about everything that I add the day of the hike or night before, depending on when I'm going to be getting up. I will always make sure that I have some sort of food with me, whether it's just like something simple like a granola bar, fruit snacks, trail mix, if we're just doing a short hike, or if we are doing a bit longer hike, I will make sure to take both snacks as well as like some sort of sustenance, whether it be like a sandwich, a protein bar, just something to help give me a little bit more energy as we are going on a longer hike. And then I will also make sure to charge my battery bank the night before we leave and then throw that in my pack, so that way I have this with me. Usually my phone is charged up and good to go, but just in case I forget to charge my phone or we're out there longer than we think we're going to be or something like that, I have this as a backup to make sure that my phone stays charged. And then last but not least, I also add my camera the day of. So don't ridicule me, my lens cap is in my camera bag. But I will take the sweater that I pack in my bag and just create kind of a little cradle for it in the bottom of my pack. pack and set this down in, finish wrapping my sweater around it, and voila, it's like I have a little compartment for my camera within my hiking pack. In the future, I do plan on getting a Peak Design clip that'll just stay on my shoulder strap of my pack, so that way I have much easier access to my camera and don't have to keep it in my bag. But in the meantime, I found that this is a wonderful solution for me until I have that accessory. Trying to show you just how exactly I have my camera tucked down in there, but I'm losing lighting rather quickly, so I hope you were able to see that okay. But that is everything that I keep in my hiking pack for the season. So I would love to know if there's anything else that you take with you and keep in your pack, or if you have any suggestions of things that I should take with me as well. So definitely leave those down in the comments down below. I hope this video was helpful for you as we are diving straight into hiking season and into summer. If this was helpful for you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff for engagement, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye guys.